a friend in each class and then maybe slowly then see what they take. And if you work well with them, then kind of have them help you and you help them. But yeah, rate my professor and like my sorority was basically what I learned from and who I learned from on taking like the easiest GE classes. The easiest just to get by.
Quickly, I just want to say, like, I had to take biology, and that's nothing to do with my major. So it was like kind of like I was like, I don't really want to do this. But the professor knew it was a GE. He knew that everyone has to take it, so he made it as easy as possible. He would do like the most for us. You know, it was very simple, easy going. And then also for like I'm taking history right now and Chicano studies and polls all like in the same semester, and I was like, wait, that's kind of a little weird, like a little gross, like that's a lot of history and stuff. But honestly, I love all of them. They all interconnect with each other and like all make sense. So honestly, I feel like now I have a big interest in Chicano studies and I kind of want to do a double major. So you could even like be learning and like be interested in new things because of your GEs. So they're not always so bad.
Nice. Thanks, you guys. That was great. Brianna would like to know, since you guys have been in our independent study program in the same shoes as our high schoolers now, what piece of advice would you give to them regarding college? And I think I'd like to hear from everyone. So whoever wants to start.
Wait, so like, are we just asking, like, okay, is it for like them in OFY or like them transition to college? Like, I didn't hear the end of your.
I guess it could just be simple terms of like, what is your advice for OFL, OFY students to prepare for college?
What piece of advice would current you give to like former you when you were coming on, especially given that a lot of you said, and thank you for the honesty, that you said, you know, you were at OFL or OFY for a long time and you kind of got in the habit of maybe waiting till week 4. That's kind of a common thing. But knowing what you know now, and especially if we have students that are here in that sort of similar vein, they're trying to get to where you are. So what pieces of advice would you give to our current students that are trying to get to where you are? You know, yeah.
Got it. I'm gonna wait. I need a minute.
Piece of advice while she gets her thing going. For sure, practice the time management. For sure, maybe it's never too early to start practicing. My sister attends OFY, so I'm always trying to get her to get her work done before that week 4 hits. So for sure, time management's an important thing, and just don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Just go for it.
I came up with an answer. And if who is my not my professor, oh my gosh, my teacher. Honestly, everyone at the Northridge Center was like my teacher at some point, but I would probably tell myself I need to really focus on whether or not because I decided to go to college after I saw Sonoma State. So I wasn't really taking any of the lab classes. I was just trying to get through high school, and I wish that I would have known that sooner. I would have told myself to not wait till last minute for packets, but also at the same time, that's kind of unrealistic to tell myself that because I know myself, but I'm going to tell you all that. And I hope that you all can learn from us, because even though we were doing the bare minimum and still like made it to college, that transition was really, I don't know if I can speak for everyone, but for me, it was really hard. It was really hard. And obviously I did lose my crew scholarship. So it's about that, like needing to meet the deadlines and like rely on deadlines and making sure I meet them and the deadlines for next week. Yeah, that's basically the advice I'd give myself, is the deadline is not a suggestion. It is a deadline. There's no more suggestions. No one's holding your hand anymore. This is it. Yeah. That is what I'd say.
That is a wonderful statement. I feel like we need to quote you on that and put it all over our school. Can you say that one more time?
The deadline is not a suggestion. I had to learn that.
I love that. Anyone else?
Truly, if I could give one piece of advice to myself, like truly know what you want to do. Like give yourself that moment, sit down, what would you like, what would you don't like? Because I was working so hard, and a lot of us do. We work super hard, and it's like we're shooting at something, but where are we going to shoot it at? You know what I mean? Like truly, I think I needed to know what were the next steps I wanted, like with my major as well, since it was so sudden and I never really thought about it because life just at the moment wasn't letting me think about school. I think sitting down and truly being like, okay, what am I passionate about? What do I think I can make a living that I'm passionate about? And work super hard towards that. I guess I was pretty determined to graduate. I was able to graduate a little bit earlier than intended. So that helped. But as soon as I graduated, again, I had no clue what were the next steps after that. All I knew is when that graduation day came, I was like, okay, now what? And then it was just the big blank. And Allison and Miss Amy really had to inspire me to be like, okay, Sophie, like here are the tools. Now it's up to you. And I'm like, what do you mean it's up to me? I don't know. Like all I knew is that I needed to graduate and that was it. You know, now what is the next question I had for myself? So I think for myself, I would tell myself to truly like invest that time in thinking what I want to do and what I'm good at. And yeah.
Okay, so my biggest advice is it's okay if things don't go as planned. It happens to everyone. It's okay to be stressed. It's okay to like feel like, oh, I just want to give up, but always look at like your long-term goal and then set short-term goals and just like stay focused on your path. And I know we all have a big long-term goal that we all want to get to, which is just like be happy and successful, I would say. So it's just like, just always remembering that in the back of your head when you're feeling like stressed and stuff. And also it's okay to take self-care days. I know sometimes, you know, I wouldn't go to class one day, but it was like, I need it. I'm stressed out. As long as you're not falling behind, it's okay. And, you know, I know it can be a lot to just like try to study for hours and hours. So, you know, study 1 hour, take a break. Like it's the only way you're going to actually be like absorbing the information. If not, it's just going to be too overwhelming. So just do that. And yeah, don't be so hard on yourself. We're going to be okay.
That's really good advice, all of you. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so we have a question from Bryce. Purchasing textbooks can be costly. Man, I don't miss that part of college, but we need them in order to get through the course. So do you guys have any advice or tips about purchasing textbooks? And should you purchase them at the campus bookstore, off-campus stores, Amazon, rent the textbooks? What have you found to be the most cost-effective?
Book slug. When I first moved to Channel Island, we had an EOP week, I think, and they talked about book slug, and usually there the books are so much cheaper. And then on Amazon, if you can rent them, I knew I didn't know how to send it back, so Jocelyn was like helping me on how to send it back because no clue how to purchase anything from Amazon. So it was actually quite easy to send it back, by the way. And yeah, Bookslug, just Google the book, not Google, Bookslug the book. It's bookslug.com and literally super easy. You'll save yourself good money. Don't buy it from the bookstore. Honestly, it's a lot easier to get it there, but they can range up to like $300, and you know, it's just so much easier, you know, to try to find them for cheaper and rent them. So yeah.
Oh, Jocelyn, if you want to. Okay. In my OFL, OFY, I don't know why I keep saying OFL. I didn't go to OFL. I'm so sorry. But in my OFY nature, I waited until syllabus week to decide whether or not I actually needed the books. But it came in handy. I saw brief. I saw Brianna. It came in handy because sometimes the professor would put it on the list and then say that you don't really actually need the book. So that was really nice, but then also it kind of was terrible because when you decide to order, because the professor says it's a requirement, everybody is ordering it at the same time. So I would highly suggest renting it, though. Renting books are 10 times easier, and you don't want to get stuck with the book either, because the professor sometimes changes the I guess the model, but I don't know if that's right. The edition, that's what it's called. The edition of the book. So yeah, that's probably my advice on that.
Super risky there.
Something like that happened to me recently for my history class. I like didn't order it till like last minute, and then Amazon wants to take its sweet time. And then he was like, oh, a lot of you are emailing me, but it's okay, you won't need it till week 3. But it was kind of like that situation. I also recommend renting them, especially if they're used. If you don't need the book, why you want it your whole life? Like, it's okay. Unless you like, also if you rent it and then let's say you like really like the book, you could always purchase it after, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I had an interesting experience with one of those books. It was like last minute, so I was panicking to get it. So I like bought the most expensive one because it was like the only one available, and I didn't use it one single time throughout the entire semester. The teacher, I did not even open the textbook for any of the work that I had to do, so it was kind of pointless. So for sure, if you guys can get them on Amazon, rent it, or anywhere besides like the actual like school thing, for sure, get it cheaper.
Thank you, everyone. That's such great advice. I mean, it's something that's really not really talked about. It's kind of those like hidden things that you slowly find out. And it sounds like it's kind of a game. Like I also treated it like a game. Like I did what Annika did. I would wait to have the syllabus where I would email the professor like a day or two before class started to get the syllabus. Just so, and then I would ask the questions like, do we truly need the textbook? Because what I learned in my 4-6 years of college is that legally professors have to create a syllabus and have to advertise a textbook. And then low key, the first day or the second day of school, they're like, don't really need it. Like, I'm just gonna give you the pages. So, I mean, there's that where you kind of play like Russian roulette if you need the textbook, because yeah, I was in that similar situation where I bought like a $300 math textbook and not once was it ever used. So you could wait till the first day, or you can buy it ahead of time. Bookstores at the campus are notoriously known for being really expensive, but sometimes professors do create like their own little handbooks or like pages that you actually need, and the only way that you can purchase it is on campus. I think other resources are there. There are like bulletin boards where students post books that they're selling, or maybe the handbooks that were created. It's usually posted on the bulletin board, or maybe like right outside the classroom. I'm not sure what that looks like now that we're virtual. Definitely try not to spend too much money on textbooks because they can be crazy expensive. It is 2:03. I want to thank everyone for their time. We are a little bit over our end time. So if anyone has any other questions, please unmute yourself, drop it into the chat, because we do need to wrap up.
I just want to say that I think I can speak for the staff that we are all feeling so proud of you guys and so impressed too. You gave us so much good like nuggets of wisdom that I'm like, you guys are so mature, you know so much. I'm just really impressed by all of you. So thank you so much for sharing today.
Thank you so much. I'm crying a little bit.
No, I'm so emotional. I'm so emotional seeing all of you guys. I'm so sad. Like, I miss you guys all so much.
Thank you all, alumni, and for our current OFY and OFL students. This could be you one day. If you have any additional questions or comments, please drop them into the chat, and we will hopefully get them answered today. If not, we can give you that answer later on. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, thank you to Annika, our senior at Sonoma State. Thank you to Jocelyn, our sophomore at Channel Islands, to Jonathan, our sophomore at Valley College, and to Sophia, our sophomore at Cal State Channel Islands. Last but not least, if you have not signed in, please make sure you do. I am going to share my screen one last time. As soon as my technology works, I promise I will do that. Okay, here we go. Please make sure to sign in if you want your Panther points. This is the way to do it. All right, that ends our meeting for today.